The chair now recognizes the gentlewoman from Wyoming.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I rise in support of my amendment number 62, which would prevent the DHS from carrying out its, quote, environmental justice strategy, whatever that nonsensical word salad means in today's parlance. Similar to the climate indoctrination boondoggle I addressed when discussing my prior amendment, this is yet another angle being taken by Secretary Mayorkas and the DHS to worship at the altar of the so-called climate change, instead of actually focusing their attention and resources on the gross incompetence that this administration calls border security. While this administration continues to use Newspeak to extol the virtues of this so-called environmental justice agenda, the reality is that Joe Biden, Mayorkas, and others in this administration are responsible for vast amounts of energy poverty around the world. What this administration is not pursuing is environmental justice. It instead has an affirmative goal of universal government-imposed wretchedness. This is what happens when you staff an entire administration with people who have never held a job in the private sector. A collapse of your supply chain, your energy resources, and ultimately your prosperity. Environmental justice isn't any such thing. It is an Alice in Wonderland level of gaslighting that is destroying our ability to produce energy, grow food, and provide affordable housing. Congress's power is in the purse, and we must exercise that power by ensuring that there are no funds going to anything that doesn't secure our border. And for my colleagues across the aisle, 11,000 illegal border crossers a day does not count for border security. I urge my colleagues to support Amendment 62, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentlewoman reserves. For what purpose does the gentleman seek recognition?
Mr. Chair, I claim the time in opposition.
The gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
I rise to the opposition to this amendment for the opposition, and I encourage my colleagues to vote no. I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields. The gentlewoman is recognized.
Again, Mr. Chairman, I think that I've made my point with these three amendments. The purpose of the DHS and Mr. Mayorkas is to secure our border and protect the homeland. He has failed. There is no other thing that our DHS should be doing except specifically that. For that reason, I urge that my colleagues support Amendments 60, 61, and 62, and with that, I yield back.
The gentlewoman yields. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentlewoman from Wyoming. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.